How to hit the high pitch properly, especially for power. And on today's video, I wanted to break down and go one-on-one with Bombi, the outfielder from the Texas Rangers, a two times All-Star, a World Series champion, and ALCS MVP, a Babe Ruth Award, an All MLB second team, and a Gold Glove winner. A really electric player to watch. Look at how high that pitch is. I personally think like this is a great example, especially from how often I have my players struggling with the high pitch. And everyone talk about like a loopy swing and how to hit that pitch for power and get a solid contact out of it. Many different thoughts you'll see on social media and from different coaches and players talking about like chopping at the ball, pretty much working with our barrel on top of it. Honestly, for me, that's more like a type of feeling. Going back to why drills are important. It's not the drill itself, which it matters. What it matters, what the drill makes you feel and translate into your swing. I often talk about feelings or what it helps you out to create a repeatable swing. If we don't have any sort of like feeling that we can repeat in the constant basis, it's gonna be really hard for us to be consistent. Then you have another guys with constantly talk about like dropping the back shoulder, working or talking with the launch angle swing that a lot of people nowadays in the new school or preaching a lot. Honestly, I'm more like in the middle. I'm a big fan or like a big believer of the old school type of swing, but baseball has changed technology and the way how to be a little more efficient, especially in the way how you can translate your knowledge and absolutely what is happening through a hitter swing and explain it to your players. And like I said, this is a great example. This was a home run from Bombi, 96 miles per hour to the right center field, and it's just insane the way how he getting on top of this pitch, but not necessarily the way how everyone preach and talk about start chopping at the ball and thinking I'm going from the top down. That's more like a feeling though. I also know as familiar or agree with like necessarily like talking and telling some players to like you need to drop your back shoulder. Eventually your back shoulder is going to work under your front shoulder, but the most important thing is to be on plane with the pitch. You'll have some hitters if you're the type of player that constantly is hitting so many pop-ups and getting a hard time to getting on top of that pitch on plane, not on top, playing with that pitch. Maybe that type of feeling might work for you. If you're one of the type of hitter that constantly like chop at the ball and your swing path is just like straight down cutting across the strike zone, maybe that drill to start thinking more underneath and turning the barrel will help you out with that. Just notice how when he's about to land with that front foot into the ground, the angles that he already creates with his shoulders are extremely important. That's something that I constantly talk to my players. The way how the back shoulder is above the front one, the hands slightly above the back shoulder. You'll see some hitters with the hands slightly under, not as much. It's extremely athletic on that position. It's super powerful position from my perspective. But talking about like how to turn and work with the barrel behind off the ball, this is a great example of like how to hit that pitch for power. Notice that he's not chopping at it, he's working from the back, but look at like how the hands are slightly above the pitch. Look, this is the ball right here and these are his hands. Even though when this high pitch, I personally think like the barrel is slightly under the hands. I would like to know you guys thought about that, but this is what I see, and most of the guys who I talk to about swing path and coaches that I were my former teammates usually agree on this. It's gonna be super helpful to work with those angles to be able to hit that pitch for power and get it solid contact. The posture is extremely important too. You'll see some guys dropping that back shoulder in a matter or like in a way that they start losing that tall and high posture and dropping, pretty much collapsing the backside. Something that I often talk to my players is that we have to make sure that we lined up the head number one, back hip, and the back knee. Notice how all those 3 points lined up. It's extremely important to maintain this posture to be able to set up a good angle with your swing and reach to that pitch. That's more about talking about the posture instead of the swing path, because if we can't create the posture, it's going to be really hard for us to create this swing path. That's the main reason why launch position is extremely important too as well. We can be talking as much as we can with swing path, and I honestly think like the way how you swing the bat is a result of the way how you control and you set up your body properly. But just wanted to share with you guys this real quick. Maybe this feeling, you'll see some, if you see some of those drills that some hitters do, like the hitting coach for Aaron Judge, that he teach how to turn the barrel from behind and start swinging with a single leg. That's something that I work for Josh. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that everyone is different. Now you'll see some guys that take this thought and these feelings like extremely, like literally the way how you talk to them. You have to make sure that you do the best for you. That this is what is extremely important to create some sort of commitment to create your own hitting routine when you're at the cage, working with yourself before the games, doing your practice. That's something that I honestly don't see as often, even from guys who are playing in varsity and high school and college. They just have no clue on like how the hitting routine looks like. Personally, the drills that I work for to do this type of movement, or at least what it worked for me, you know, I like to work a lot with a single hand, with the rare isolation. From launch, trying to isolate and make this thought feeling as simple as possible. You can tell like this is not a high pitch, but it's a drill that I constantly like it to do, especially from my left side, because I was a switch hitter. Then I always was weaker with my top hand. Again, my hands is slightly above the barrel, getting on plane from back here, from behind a contact, and being able to still hit a line drive back up the middle, more to like over the second baseman head. Notice my posture too as well. I'm not up and right with my torso there. More like if I'm constantly having my torso like up and right and just going in and out east to west, it's gonna be really hard for me to create these angles. Again, this is probably a bell high pitch. For a high pitch, I need to go back more to like the posture that El Bombi has here, staying taller with his posture. I guarantee you, if we go back to one of his swings that he hit in a hammer with a low pitch, his posture is going to be different. Everything is going back to the way how you attack the pitch with your legs. You'll hear a lot of coaches saying that the arms are the issue, just because when you just rely on your arms to create speed and set up your body with this posture and create this directions, it's going to be really hard for you to be consistent when in a strong position like this. Going back to the drills that you can do, what I personally do for that, again, the top hand off the tee. If you want to set up that tee a little higher, that can work too as well. I love the way, look how I'm working behind of the pitch, then finishing slightly above my left shoulder with a 3/4 swing. It's not even a full swing where I finish with my bat against my back, focusing on having my top hand, the palm up, something that we often talk about. Again, back to one of my favorite drills, the split grip drill, again from launch, working from the behind of the ball. Again, I'm not chopping at it, just like going across the strike zone, working from the back and following through. having enough space in between my legs there. I'm not pushing, I'm not spinning off the ground. I'm staying anchored and staggering to the ground, rotating to the ground. That's something that we often talk in the facility, how to start building that posture from the ground up. Then also, like, again, the head, the back hip, and the back knee is straight up, staying strong with my backside instead of just collapsing with my backside and trying to stay back with my head so far back over my back foot. That's something that I also often see with my players, especially having a problem to hit that inside pitch. I start slowly with my hands slightly above my back shoulder, make that transfer into the back hip, working around on the back leg. It's not a swing where I'm moving the front foot, trying to just swing from lunge again. Working with that little coil, you see like my bad butt cheek is pretty much like facing the pitcher, trying to lead my movement forward from that backside. That's something that we can talk a little deep into it later. And again, hitting that ball right center. But these are basically the drills that I do to trying to reinforce, to work with a better position and direction to hit that high pitch. If you feel like some of these videos can help you out to hit that inside pitch, or you have any other drills that you want to share with me, we can go back and forth to improve. And with this pitch, just let me know, and I see you guys at the facility.